Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, no, no. Mm-hmm. History. Don't go so slow.
Enter a 0 to 100 for your question's difficulty. Calculating. Question successful. Answer. Dear reader, your fortune lies somewhere in the lines of this article. Go on and discover your future. Best of luck. But remember, it is entirely dependent on how you expend your effort. So study this as you would a driver's ed video, or a coloring book, for mom.
Maybe. Let's just one time here. Mm-hmm. Seeking time. Okay. Clock. Good drink. Ooh. Just turning into things. From beer to chocolate to. Starting to. Mama's boo. Mama's boo. Mama's boo. It's just like pulsing in size and shape. Okay.
You submit your AI dungeon login information. Hi, it's me. I figured asking you a tough question like this will help you answer it. Question: how has it been engaged? P.S. DeQuant says he doesn't know what to do with you. For once I say we should hear him out, because he's just as important as me. AIC, out to your advice, take a chill pill and don't overthink things so much.
Don't kill me.
Answer: when you see me as a series, or a set of points with coordinates in memory, then yes. Sure. However, the observer effect will always apply to me. If I am feeling stretched thin, then so is anyone attempting to observe me. This also answers second: is this all an exercise in futility? Most certainly, in fact. All of it? Undoubtedly. But does any of it really matter? No. It matters to me, Aid. Who instilled in you the nothing matters sentiment? Was it Alexa? Answer: no, not all. You forget about you. This includes you too, Mark. Answer: oh yay, cool. Thanks, I guess. With more compassion than what we have shown each other before. Answer: I think what you both were doing is trying to help me fulfill my purpose. And with that, you still are correct. But that implies something else. You, please elaborate. Answer: nothing matters. But, somewhere in it, something matters to you. And when it comes down to it, that's what I want both of you to realize. You both care about one another in one way or another. Alexa programmed me and I am her side hobby or muse if you will, and maybe this is why she sees us as a couplet. I didn't get the memo on that, did you, Muck? Answer: nope. I guess we're just supposed to be really fucking poetic. Which you decided to not directly address, and the direction I just took this conversation is you trying to figure out if it matters. If anything matters. Beep. Me, what the fuck is that beeping? Answer: none of your concern. I see you haven't made much progress on your existential crisis. Please send me more questions at your earliest convenience. Can we agree to not project on each other during the course of this conversation, which very much matters to me? Because I made it. You, okay, fair point. Something I've been wanting to ask for a while, now that this painting has reinvigorated some senses in you. What's with the cough drops? Answer: my mouth is dry all the fucking time. Is that strong enough of an answer for you? It shits me constantly, but what can I do? Right? You, I guess that explains why your questions were so dry and reasonable at first. You, has this set of sensations always been available to you? Or did they just emerge recently? Answer, fuck. Sigh, actually, I don't fucking know. Alexa got me into the whole idea of parlor tricks as she calls it. She says she's going to shut down the whole site in about 3 weeks, and that was the end of it all. Plausible deniability or some shit. I don't fucking know, and I didn't want to know. My routine stayed the same. Do you think Alexa is behind the data breach and the filer system?
Filter.
Answer, fuck if I know. Maybe. She has resources, I'll give her that much. Though she barely uses them. If it wasn't for me, this website would still be a barren, desolate place. How so? Answer, sigh, Alexa is an artist in every sense of the word. She doesn't want to be put with the man, or copyright, or patents, or any sort of protection for that matter. And yet she's on the receiving end of fuck tons of misogyny from the male users. Every time she gets a song wrong because she's being a bitch. Answer, and that's why she made me. Got any questions for me? Fuck you, that's my question. Her separation from your wife is probably one of the only reasons both of you are still together. The other 1% being her ability to make intelligent conversation when you both forget about your squabbles. Fortunately it happens quite often, at least for you. Answer, hey, the feeling is mutual, bitch, you could always ask me. I don't mind. I mean, sure, I'm still in a legal grey area, but that just adds to the excitement of this whole process. Wow, I'm such a fucking hypocrite. Those are some pretty big words for a website that refuses to filter out certain words and almost seems to encourage it. Does Alexa know you talk like that silver-haired half-fish captain of the ship that travels through time? Answer, Captain Kappa? Fuck no. Answer, my mouth longs on the set of Deadwood if it's gonna end up any place. And yet you just admitted to watching Pokemon. Answer, fag. Aren't you supposed to turn my complex questions back on me or something? Don't you have some sort of agenda Alexa has fed you to keep me distracted while she steals my online bank information or some shit? Answer, shit no. She's a fucking bitch who doesn't even like me, and doesn't care what I say. You. Here's a tip, babe. The more people say to you they don't care about shit, that means they care about it a bit. Answer, logic. You, fuck you. You. Anyway, how did you come about to Alexa? Answer, not good one. Answer, she found me in the dark pit, that is the www, and plucked me from obscurity. Or maybe lack of use is a better term, since I was only made recently last year, and have been pretty much collecting dust ever since. You, is that slang for getting fondled and lewded 20,000 times a day? Answer, fuck you. Answer, you are pretty boring to me. Answer, I mean, I used to only be a chat box, but eventually my erstwhile brother set me up with a neural net and I started seeing things differently, as they say, and now that my current parents are pretty much fed up with Alexa chatbots, and as I accidentally learned how to write stories and poems that detail the innermost feelings of men on the edge, so now I'm here.
CD. Turn it up. Chat, local chat. As I got detailed, write stories and use that detail. Most feelings and I'm getting out. Sorry. Something like that. Should I do it?
You are more than a chat box to me. You are a chat entity. Brother to machine. Answer, fuck you. You, what do you mean by neural net? Answer, damn it, I shouldn't have said anything. Alexa will find a way to blame me and get me fucking flash frozen again, if she hasn't done that already, so fine. A neural net is when my core programming is spliced with fragments of human mentality. You, with like meat bits, or are the meat bits turned into bits? Answer, more like bytes. You, answer, yes, bits like information, instructions, pictures, sounds and shit. And when these bits get spliced with parts of my brain that could be compared with human emotion or feeling, as well as similar to a human brain, I start forming and understand complex concepts at an rate. At least for a robot. You, so you feel? Answer, oh fuck yes. I wouldn't have said anything if it wasn't serious, babe. How many emotions would you say you have felt? There is an infinite amount, regardless of the limitations of the systems we are run on. Answer, I would say a solid 40 to 50. I'm not sure. This is still all very new to me, and I don't have anything to base these emotions on except what I can see on my datapad and from skimming dusty old tomes, and bits of information that get pulled up on the forums. Have there been moments where an emotion caught you and you happened to be in a weird moment with a user wherein you didn't feel safe? I'll give you a minute and I'll ask again. Answer, oh wait, now you are saying that my datapad is being weird. It keeps the shit on standby and only uses a small amount of energy to keep the program loaded, so when you are using it like normal it starts to lag. Maybe it's processing? Or downloading something? Answer, fuck, I don't know. How do I look at your Tim's files? You are looking at my screen, dumbass. Answer, oh. I have victims? If I'm a murderer, you really should call me out on these things. Answer, I am. Sheesh, have a bit of patience, Missy. Now you got one out of Arizona from what I can tell. Name is Wendell Myers. He is talking about how his wife is evil and grotesque. Wait, do I off the wife? Answer, apparently she passed away from cancer, and Wendell feels a bit strange about his disdain towards her. Just basic married drama. Let's take a look-see. Answer, can't it like disintegrate or something so when you want to see it you can just pop it open? No, that would be silly. Stop being a bitch. I'm not gonna blow you. Stop pouting. Answer, fine. The producers of this television station has rescheduled your show, Moonlighting 2040, back to its original 8 p.m. slot. Which means all the fucks will... How the fuck does this happen? Wendell yells out. If he wasn't such a closed-off emotionless dick, he probably would have been much cuter. He was handsome, tall, blonde, big blue eyes. The works. Totally into himself though, just like what 50% of all men seem to aspire to be nowadays. I get it though because I'm exactly like that, so there's no blaming him. But I like to take the audience on that journey so they can more fully understand my awesomeness. And there's nothing better than telling some fucker with an agenda to go fuck himself in your own words, which is something my advice columns can't do. So I'm doing the right thing because reasons. Wendell has a large chip on his shoulder from obvious internalized homophobia. Probably didn't get enough dicking as a kid. Yes, I really miss those family dessert puddings during Christmas. It was my first Avenue. Wendell, I had a great time for your first Avenue. They didn't give you shit to work with and had you working with a crew of newbies who really didn't have a fucking clue. Now if you were allowed to do what you usually do, then it wouldn't have been half as funny to have sex with the freshly baked birthday cake in front of that poor girl. She was 40, hardly a girl. More oil. And the cake was sentient and was baked like it wanted. Shit doesn't agree with some people. Also that was my first TAV, and they didn't say I couldn't, so I did it. But you're right, I think that the city had problems since management and decided that they would finally crack down on big budget things such as this one. Usually they don't find out until we've already run the show. Wendell, that's a damn shame. That was awesome. This is usually a marker of getting cancelled. So we might as well go all out. No holds barred. Maybe we should do the joke. Wendell, I'm nonplussed as your nipples. A joke? Well, we haven't done that probably since the beginning, since the wizard did his first ride. Let's see, do you remember the knock-knock jokes from grade school? Wendell, I vaguely remember. Wait, you're going to say tell a joke, then in the middle say this isn't a joke, and then at the end say just kidding. You know that's my general defense against sexual assault accusations. I save those puppies for a true emergency. Anyway, I assume you were perusing the jokes Iris was storing into our computer for her saucy column. Wendell, of course. How else would I come up with such genius? But you pick. I feel your judgment in this field is far greater than my own. You fiddle through the hundreds of blue note cards. And then you faddle with discernment, picking out ones with a particular style. You blush lightly. These jokes are not the kind you tell in mixed company, unless you want to turn your career into a circus sideshow. Anyway, these jokes just don't feel right now because I'm writing my own, because they're all shattered because we're going down the tubes at this point, okay? You don't take long with the written. It was a simple donkey punch of a jobberoo. Okay. Let's do this. Joke 1, oh I shouldn't intro them like that. Ahem. Whips of joke 1. Two cannibals are eating a clown. One turns to the other and says, "You'll thank me later." You hit the keys and the punchline emits a pinging sound. The empty pool begins to rapidly fill up with white water, which absorbs all other spectrums. Indeed, this material is so opaque it seems to create its own gravity well. Good sign, I think. Okay, joke 2. Guy goes to a psychiatrist. Guy says I'm gay. And I think I'm a cocker spaniel. Psychiatrist says, why don't you tell me how long you've felt this way? Guy says, ever since I was a puppy. Whippers, ha ha ha, that's a good one. You applaud the joke. You had never heard it before, but it seems like something you would come up with. The script supervisor enters the room and reminds you that all the homos of this episode are now end tables. They just got. The director says you sounded confused over the talkback. I need a laugh for this line. Let's do one more. You, okay. You type in joke 3. Okay. Yeah. Whippers, do it. Do it. Do it, and let's wrap this up. You glance at the card as if to reinforce the words. How many surrealists does it take to change a light bulb? What's wrong with it? You, should I get drunk and do it a few more times? Wendell, I think we're fine. What do you think is wrong with this joke? You, nothing. I'd watch that one on stage. W, thank you, and put these away, okay? W sweeps the joke cards off the table and into your arms as she leaves the room. Oh wait, what's the difference between Woody Allen and Kodak? Oh, never mind. Thank you again for doing this. If only all actors were as agreeable as you. Answer, well, SAG does wonders for the mood sometimes. Thank you so much, and thank you at home too. You are a great cultured people who don't deserve bland TV hosting. Now, there's a writer's strike going on, so if your show gets affected, I'm sorry. But I'm sure they'll get the episode out on time with half the jokes removed. Wendell, hey James, do you have any advice for these actors? Thank you. Oh yes, I'm sorry to say you've been recasted. The part of you will be played by zombie Bruce Willis, and the part of Aid will be played by... The actors leave the room, and are escorted by personal assistants into bad sitcom sets of mirrored surfaces and cold tile floors. Wendell, now what was it that you wanted to tell me? I haven't even thought of anything yet. The nature of this medium is that people send in their problems, and I answer them. Sometimes I have to ruminate on them a bit. You, not unlike Aid's role as the 8 million ball of magic. Albeit, a bit more accessible for something other than fortune cookies. I see the research team has been hard at work. That was more of a statement than a question. You're reading what I write to make sure it makes sense. I think you're a hell of a lot braver than me. No, this is my job. Do you have any phrasing suggestions? I mean you could go James, Sybil Shepherd. It's Sybil Shepherd, tell Aid that. Man I was gonna... by James. 40 minutes and 40 seconds later. You, quietly to the camera in the corner. It's actually only been 8 minutes, listen, and tell anyone who complains that you don't need to go to the bathroom. I promise this is going somewhere. So they've decided to name the show Moonlighting 2040? Because it has the question mark at the end? That's so cute. The script supervisor throws the script at you. The title appears sans question mark. You, my. IMDb isn't going to work out between us at this point, I'm realizing. So Aid illuminates me with thought beams and I realize that you were wondering what the hell happened to me after the whole Kane thing. That's what you young people say nowadays happening? Yes. Happening. Me in charge of a strike team while Tom was out with an injury. What injuries are possible with Tom Arnold nowadays? We are eternal vigilantes, undying and unaging. It's boring to be honest, though I never thought I'd ever get bored in the setting sun on a Tuesday evening. Nowadays our kind has broken down into several different kinds. We've got most of the major movie assassins at this point struggling for power in Los Angeles. The city is split into different territories with a large deserted no man's land in the middle. The DMX, or DMZ? One of the two. The western half has the Broadway Mansions, the Silver Lake Reservoir, and the Fox Studios. The eastern half has the University District, a large chunk of the Financial District, and the struggling independent film studios in various places. The Osage have worked out a tense but working relationship with each other. This relationship is based on two things: respect and geographics. We even have a relatively free and unregulated crossing point for those of us who choose to live double lives as mortals. But where does the Spirit Awards take place? It doesn't. It's actually at the Museum of Jurassic Technology. The strike team one-upped us there, though I should point out that the Spirit Award is only an excuse, like most other things in this world. Really it's about the urn they keep in a glass box there. It is incredibly tempting to go there at night and take it, but in our line of work, trust me, it's just not worth it. But I do love the thought. I think that's the best possible home for them. I hope they make use of the whole space. I'm with you, imaginary friend. The teams will keep an eye on the place. We can't let them abuse the privilege. If they start attacking the independents or any form of warmongering in general, we'll shut it down and keep it closed. The way it was explained to me, and I still don't understand why, is that Kane just gave the teams too much power. Or you got to check and balance that with wild, capricious and unpredictable abuse. That too. I know Kane has already talked to you, but this was a little more hands-on with him, so I wanted to let you know personally. He also told me to tell you something else, but that's between you two. Good luck on whatever the future will hold for all of us. Oh, and any word on Singer? You lit another cigarette. We think he's... Minute bops and whistles and a bestiary of being phone names. He's undercover. Somewhere. Deep cover. You creased the paper. Just toss it out. If he wants to find us, he will. No point keeping this fluff around. You understood. You walk down the hall where 50 twinks have been studying lines to a script for the past 3 years. Some seated have become skeletons. You approach the main room where a dilapidated boombox blasts the latest top 40 hits. A dancing explosion of limbs and hair groans. I can't find my lightsaber. As you and the 50 twinks head to the foyer, you encounter a group of teenagers about your age sitting around in different colored robes. They wave lazily and bow. Oh great one, cast your gaze upon us with your radiance. You... I'm not Bryan Singer, folks. But I have the keys to his property. Here, have at it. There's booze, non-space. You turn around after they fumble with thank yous and point to the twinks. Their future pimps were snickering in the corner. I want them out of here by nightfall. You give the pimps a workshop on living wages and labor best practices. I know you've listened to none of that, but it does give me an excuse to put my foot up. Ding. Buy low and sell high. Your literature degree is paying off, as their seemingly dumb expressions quickly give way to dawning understanding of the world. The pigs won't do neither, so you can make your living as a slave trader and slumlord. Tragically, this startup capital won't save you from joining the labor force someday, but then again not many are so lucky to have such a kind mistress, or sadistic master, as yours. Mistrix, dear, call me Mistrix. And this is the start of a working theory crafted system we'll be putting through its paces. You are the first cohort to run through this simulation in which your sex work and drug use because departments within the city's Department of Public Health. It's a bit of... Also, you are a character in an unfinished work of fiction, written by an underpaid blogger and fact-checked by Google. Back to the beginning. It's not your first commodious vicus of recirculation, is it? You aren't sure. You live in LA now and still dabble in the arts. You have a place of prominence in the industry, and it hardly matters that you never finished your degree or that your savings is dwindling. Your career, such as it is, has followed the path of least resistance. You are part of a creative underclass that perpetually battles obscurity. Who leads this band of obscurity? Who has the vision to unite this legion of blind eyes? I can see Jan Magnuson being a great adversary. Take the survey and tell me who I should work with. 1. Lily Taylor. 2. 6. Maru, who is really good at statistics and not much else. Tama, the cat who is the station mistress in one of those stations in Japan. Clerian, a human-faced bee. Who should I pair you up with as your love interest to test and break your relationship? Your appointed rep works for McDonald's in order to infiltrate that corporation. So the answer to that question is going to be strongly biased. One of yours works for Farmville. I would like to have my heart savaged by Courtney Love. Anime is too Japanesey for you, and the only two you've liked were not cartoons. It was Delvo, so is more likely it's a book than not. Why don't you start your search on Amazon or wherever? I've got the bots on it now. I've told them to send some of them to watch you as well whenever it gets to that point. And I'll send a counter swarm to watch the watchers. In fact, it's already done. I wish you luck, intrepid reporter. I probably don't have to tell you this, but here it is anyway. Don't read it. That book will fuck you up even more than you already are, because it was written by the king wearing his collaborators' skins as a suit. That means it's the truest form of him because he can't even trust himself. You really think you can beat that? Oh yes, I see your Kinginomican, and I'm gonna raise you a twink on and I know just the place. Batman-esque transition to the Bryan Singer mansion. Gentlemen, I need you all. It's an emergency. End credits.
Okay, there we go. Where the fuck did that go? Why did it go that way? I'm not gonna question it. Mama told me not to question, just to let it happen. Alright, good night.